Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Half-Ass Sportscast, your playground for everything pro sports and BS. I'm your host, Ryan Faulkner, and alongside me, as always, my co-host, Mark Regani.
How we doing?
What's up, Big Cheese?
Not much, buddy. Just relaxing, ready for a good show.
Oh, for sure. So, do you want to hit sports off? I mean, we really don't have much of a show today.
What do you mean? There's tons going on. Tons. No.
Yeah, tons of hockey.
Yeah, tons of hockey going on. Hey, Stars doing pretty good.
Nah, not so much, buddy. Yeah, 3-game losing streak and kind of coming down to earth a little bit. They're still leading the Pacific Division, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Is it the same division as the Coyotes?
It is the same division as the Yotes.
Haven't the Yotes been doing pretty good? Winners of the last 10 or 9 of 10 or something like that?
I'm not sure, but the NHL owns them. They're kind of in a situation with like the Charlotte Bobcats, like the NBA owns the Bobcats. They're trying to find a buyer for them, but, I mean, they're in a market that doesn't want them. It's hard to draw out there. There's so much to do, and hockey in the desert really isn't appealing. But they still think it can work. Yeah, dude, but I tell you what, the Stars' old coach, Dave Tippett's out there, and he's doing an amazing job.
I know you liked him. You always liked him.
Dude, he's great. Talk about doing a lot with nothing. I mean,
that's what
you're in a situation where the NHL owns you. They don't want to spend any money on the players because they're the NHL. They're owning the team. And then he's basically just said, hey, Lou, he's given a box of crap and says, all right, make it fly. And he's made it fly, dude. He's done a great job.
Yeah, he has. And hopefully this city can rally behind him. Last 2 years, playoff appearances, so that should help. They can just find a way to get out of the first round. They got a brand new stadium and everything, so they're hoping to still keep him here. I know that remains to be seen at the end of the year, but Coyotes doing pretty good. Stars.
Is that stadium, I remember when I was there, it was called Jobbing.com Stadium. Is it still called that?
Jobbing.com Arena. And yes, it still is.
Yeah, not stadium. Dude, that's so stupid. That sounds so dumb.
I didn't
right
think
next to the University of Phoenix Stadium where the Cardinals play.
Yeah. I mean, what's so stupid about those names?
Nothing. University of Phoenix, they're a powerhouse in college football. I mean, duh.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that's right, because they've never played a game.
They're just like Texas Women's University here. They're undefeated in football.
Yeah. So, well, they're not the best. Well, did you hear one of the names possibly being thrown around a couple years ago when that stadium went up for the Cardinals was Pink Taco Stadium? That is not a fabrication. That is the truth. I speak the truth to you.
Is that even really a brand?
Yeah, there was a restaurant out here in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Pink Taco. They were going to give the rights to the naming to them. So that would have been pretty good.
The real question is, what would they offer at the concession stand?
Well, that's for another show, Ryan. Tonight we should maybe just concentrate on...
They do tuna tacos, huh?
Tuna tacos, yes. Yeah, that would be kind of good, actually.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pink Taco Stadium. Tonight, Phoenix Coyotes.
Don't forget to turn in your voucher for a free tuna taco as you enter the stadium.
And remember, if it smells like chicken, keep a licking.
Yeah. Anyway, remember, next show. Tonight we're just going to concentrate on the wide world of sports.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay. Whatever you want. It's your show.
All right, dude. So I guess let's just barely touch on the NBA lockout thing. It looks like Rich was bringing it up. Looks like there's not going to be a season, dude.
No, I heard the last I heard was it was going to be pushed back through the middle of December now. So they're canceled another 2 weeks of games. At this point, there's a lot of people who don't even think that there's going to be a season. So
no NBA season, and probably also no government because Congress can't come up with a budget resolution.
I mean, who really cares about that? I can live without one. But
well,
NBA,
I think it's safe to say diplomacy is dead.
Yeah, and good riddance. I mean, no.
Amen.
No, I don't know. It's not looking good right now. And you got to kind of feel for those, people who rely on, the front office people who are working for these teams around the league, and all the people who are working concessions in the stadium grounds. I mean, they're not getting a paycheck. They're not multimillionaires. They don't have, money in the bank that they can just sit on and act like this. So
you think front office people really don't get a paycheck?
Oh, hell no, dude.
Really?
I don't think so. They're not.
They're tied to the season?
Working. They're not. No.
Oh, I thought they might just be getting a vacation. We got to go into work and sit around and play solitaire all day.
Look, they don't get furloughs for the NBA.
Because they don't want to fire all those people, because if the season comes back, they got to be ready to go. You can't, retrain a whole new staff. Now, the groundskeepers, I can see.
So.
Well, no, groundskeepers got to be working.
I think the chance comes from the fact that it's going to take a couple of days to decertify. It takes some time. And what they're going to do is decertify into a trade organization instead of a union. And I think the chance for the negotiation comes from the fact that it takes a week or a couple of days or something like that. They're thinking that maybe this is just a move, but the way David Stern's acting is just, I don't know. I don't like the guy. I think he's a bastard, but the way he's acting, and he's just really trying to not only put them in their place, but add insult to it. It's getting kind of dirty. But on the other hand, I heard a perspective today where it's like the owners really have not helped themselves out, because the way that the owners would try to win, this is the only way they could try to gain an advantage is try to buy players. And that's really backfired on them. And they've given a lot, and the players have been taking a lot. So whenever they come up with this deal, the players just kind of they're so used to living up in that ivory tower. When you tell them they have to live just like a floor or two down, I mean, they're still living nice. I mean, you're still living a floor or two down, they're just going to complain a lot.
Did you hear about this comment that Brian Gumbel made referring to the NBA lockout as...
Hold right there. Brian Gumbel made it, so let's temper this a little bit, but go ahead.
He's ridiculous. I don't know if you've heard this or not. I'm hoping that you did, because I don't know much about it, but he compared the NBA lockout to slavery.
Oh, no, those comments? No. It wasn't the Brian Gumbel. It was one of the co-negotiators, the co-heads of the...
Oh, no. Brian Gumbel came out then and said that as well.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if it was no, dead serious.
Wow, what a moron.
I think that's an absolute... Yeah, you're absolutely ridiculous. Are you kidding me that you're going to go back to something as horrible and as slavery and what those people had to go through to what these, prima donnas and everything have to go through now with the NBA lockout? Woe is me, I'm not
millionaires.
Yeah. I can't believe that comment. It was ridiculous. So,
well, the problem with the lockout comes whenever you got players like Dirk and Kobe making $250,000 a game, right? That's fine. You're going to do that because people come to see Dirk.
You have that in every sport.
Yeah, but then the problem is when you're paying $50,000 a game to people who sit on the bench and don't do anything. They never get off the floor.
You can pay me $50,000 to sit on the bench. I'll gladly do it.
Like literally, you're paying like we have a good example here. Sana Ghana Job, dude. He had what was he making
Sagana Jop it like it's hot?
Dude, Jop it like it's hot, man. Was making an assload of money, and he never saw the bench. And only thing he'd do is just get traded from team to team to team for just cap room exceptions. Yeah. But he's guaranteed that money, and it's bad. It's poor negotiating. It's the player. The owners didn't help themselves out, but the players. It's really ridiculous. And whenever you got so many people going to a game in bad markets, especially whenever you have players.
It's just like slavery, Ryan. Don't you see the point? It's just like those people that had to suffer.
Oh, here we go. Do we have audio, Rick?
It seems likely to be done in spite of David Stern, not because of him. I say that because the NBA's infamously egocentric commissioner seems more hell-bent lately on demeaning the players than resolving his game's labor impasse. How else to explain Stern's rants in recent days? To any and everyone who'd listen, he has alternately knocked union leader Billy Hunter, said the players were getting inaccurate information, and started sounding Chicken Little claims about what games might be lost if players didn't soon see things his way. Stern's version of what's been going on behind closed doors has, of course, been disputed, but his efforts were typical of a commissioner who has always seemed eager to be viewed as some kind of modern plantation overseer, treating NBA men as if they were his boys. It's part of Stern's MO. Like his past self-serving edicts on dress code or the questioning of officials, his moves are intended to do little more than show how he's the one keeping the hired hands in their place. Some will, of course, cringe at that characterization, but Stern's disdain for the players is as palpable and pathetic as his motives are transparent. Yes, the NBA's business model is broken, but to fix it, maybe the league's commissioner should concern himself most with the solution and stop being part of the problem. And that's our show for this evening.
You believe that?
Huh.
I say, excuse me, Mr. Stern, but could I make my $5 million a paycheck, pretty please? I mean, give me a break.
It's practically the same thing. I see where he's coming from.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. He would come out and say that. It's ridiculous.
Now, did he? I didn't hear the word slavery. Did he say that?
He referred to them as that they were on a plantation, and that David Stern referred to the NBA players as
their boys. Oh, now that's ridiculous. Now, I do agree with some of the points he made. I do think he's counterproductive to the league, but in no way, shape, or form are the players being taken advantage of. They've just been living it so high that they don't want to give anything back. And dude, players that don't see the bench don't need to be making $3, $4, $5 million a year. That they might play. Dude, I'm not talking about games. I'm talking about minutes. They might play 48 minutes in a year. You know, they don't even making $5 million. And
I'd love to hear the players' reaction, Ryan, to those comments that Brian Gumbel just made. Being an African American and with the NBA being predominantly, African American, what is it, 80% or so are African American that play that sport. I would like to hear what they think about those comments.
I don't know, man.
It's almost insulting, and it really is. And I take offense to it. I don't know what they would think, but
I don't know. I think it's ridiculous to even compare the two, especially with Brian Gumbel. I'm sure maybe somebody in his family have, but most of the people that complain about slavery, and this is I guess an editorial, like they yes, it's like a widespread thing, but they personally didn't go through it. So it's how do they know? They didn't live it. Like Brian Gumbel didn't live it. And whenever you invoke something that you haven't personally experienced, I think is anything. I think
nobody alive today has lived it, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to just. I think it's cheap to go to it. I think it's really easy to go to it, and I think it's cheap. I think it's an easy way out. I think Brian Gumbel's a hack, and I think it's an easy way for him to make a ripple in the water. And nobody goes to Brian Gumbel for the scoop. That's the bottom line. You know why? Because he sucks.
Well, but he does host his own show, and I mean, a lot of people do watch it, including myself. I mean, every now and again, I'll turn on Real Sports, and they have some interesting things on there, but I don't know. Anyway,
Mark, we host our own show. This doesn't mean we're good.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Whoa. We're not just good. We're great.
We're half-assed.
By the way, I just want to show everybody, if you guys can get a shot of that, little Curly's Pub up in Lambeau
Raise it up, dog.
Yeah,
Raise it up a little bit into some light. There we go.
The man, the legend,
Curly Lambeau. Dude.
Curly Lambeau coached the Packers before Lombardi.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a hell of a lot of sense if you say his last name.
And after he retired, he opened a pub.
Yeah, amongst other things. I mean, really, he was an entrepreneur.
Some legs.
Yeah. So, really quick, let's turn to a little bit of football, if we can.
Okay, sure. I like football. Do you like football?
It's all right. So, I want to.
Oh, wait! Before you get started, I think we're gonna talk some Dallas Cowboys. Rich, you know what that means?
I do.
Wait for it.
Still waiting for it.
Still waiting for it, Rich.
What are we gonna talk about, Ryan?
Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
Whoa!
Wow.
Look at that. Boom, in your face.
Yes.
In your face with all that sports.
Everybody else's. It's pretty cool. So,
all right, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. All right. Cowboys.
4-7 drubbing of the Seahawks? Is that what we want to get out of the way? Oh, there it is.
The Bills, dude, you mean. Dude, it was like Super Bowl. It's like Super Bowl 27 all over again. Dude, that was okay. Now, me, I am a homer, but I like to think I'm biased and make educational and smart decisions. I was almost on the fence that I'm thinking that they probably weren't going to win, but they proved me wrong. They came out and they absolutely beat the piss out of them. I mean, what were you thinking about that game going into it, Mark?
Well, I'm thinking no Miles Austin, so I didn't know how Des Bryant was going to react now that he had to step up. I think he can. I've told you this since you guys drafted him 2 years ago. I think the guy was one of the steals of the draft. He's a stud. He was in college. He will be in the pros. He just is. He's just a playmaker, and he's still developing. So I'm not surprised to see what he did. A little bit maybe, but just because Miles Austin kind of helps take a little bit of the pressure off of Dez. But Tony Romo is an all-pro quarterback. You found a great running back in DeMarco Murray.
Man.
Line continuity is still, gelling. But you guys definitely got some studs on defense. Sean Lee, I know he's struggling with a little bit of an injury right now, but once he's back and healthy, so you guys are a good team, and so are the Bills. I didn't expect a blowout, but definitely with the game being in Dallas, I thought you guys would come out on top.
Man, I was on the fence, but I really thought highly of the Bills, even though they were on a slide coming into this game. Their defense had been, kind of nominal on the fence up until then, but I thought Fred Jackson was going to tear him up. Excuse me. I thought Fred Jackson was going to tear him up. He had over 100 yards, but it was a real quiet 100.
Yeah.
But
you know who
the wide receivers are non-existent, really, and I think that goes back to Fitzpatrick.
Oh, he had a horrible game.
Dude, 3 picks. One was a pick 6 by Terrence Newman, who's, I tell you what, dude, under this new Rob Ryan scheme, T-New's looking like
a T-New sighting? Is that what we had? A little Terrence Newsom sighting?
Dude, we did a Terrence Newsom sighting.
Nice.
But the defense was great. But there's a couple of things I want to touch on. I do want to touch on Dez. I want to touch on the wide receivers. Dez looked great. You got him involved early, and he looked like he paid attention and stayed into the game. Sometimes you have a problem with him staying into the game. Dude, Laurent Robinson, seriously, this guy is coming out of nowhere, easily the 3rd wide receiver, and you could argue that, I mean, on a team with Miles Austin and Des Bryant, I don't know where this guy fits, because this guy could be a solid number 2 if you ask me. This guy is shown up out of nowhere and has an easy time filling in for Miles Austin the first time he was injured, and now he's injured again, and I'm not even going to say it, but it's almost like you want to say, hey, Miles, why don't you you're not 100%, just take it easy one more week. We got this. The guy is amazing. He's where he needs to be. He catches the ball. He has Romo's confidence, and he always seems to get open. And so, what are you gonna say? What do you need? It's quite amazing.
You know who you guys need? Like you guys need Danny Amendola back.
Oh, dude, yeah, we let Amendola go, but if we did, we had him.
A nice little Welker type for you guys there in Dallas. I think
a little slot receiver. Yeah, well,
nice.
We'll see. But you said DeMarco Murray, man. That guy is
over 100 yards, 135. What do you have?
Dude, he had 135 yards. The guy can cut, and that's the difference I see between him and Felix.
I like him.
Is that
I like him
he doesn't go down with the first touch like Felix does, which is getting on my nerves. But his vision is really good. You watched a couple times in the game on Sunday. You saw him. He was obviously supposed to go off tackle to the outside. He's running to the end, and he sees a hole, and he just goes. He cuts like a knife, dude. He just stopped, saw the hole, went for it. I mean, the guy has great vision, and he can execute that vision, which is a lot. A lot of some running backs have vision, and they just can't get to it, can't get to the hole, can't cut, can't stop, can't move, can't make somebody miss. But this guy, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. There's a reason he was the all-time leading touchdown scorer at OU for a reason.
Yeah, and that's a school that had Adrian Peterson. So.
Yeah. So you can't say enough about that guy. Recently. But one more thing I want to touch on, Mark, is that Tony Romo, man. quarterback rating of 148.5, 149.5. That's 10 off a perfect rating, which is a 159.5. And 23 of 26.
Is that what Aaron Rodgers is averaging?
No, if Aaron Rodgers is averaging that, I think he'd probably be above like Dan Marino already. But no.
No, I know. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
23-26. What do you think about that?
Phenomenal. I've always thought Tony's a good quarterback, though, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, he'll have these games where all of a sudden, there's a flare up, and Tony Romo's an All-Pro quarterback, and the Dallas is back on the right track, and here we go. The train starts chugging again down the tracks. Here they come. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 turnovers. Romo throws picks unexpectedly. Two ran back for a touchdown. The defense doesn't show up. The secondary suspect, and Dallas takes 2 steps back. So, as far as Tony Romo's concerned, never had a doubt. I mean, the guy is really good, and I'll stick to that. I think that he's a good quarterback. He just has these hiccups every once in a while.
Yeah, totally agree with you, dude. And, it's hard to defend him this year, but I'm still sticking by it, dude. He's a good quarterback, and I think he's top 10. Maybe I think maybe bad play at the wrong time gets him the perception. But I think if you break numbers down that matter, I think you'd find that he is definitely a top 10. Easy. But
let me switch it over here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was say that's for another day. And yeah, let's switch it up. Speaking of quarterbacks, or did you want to say something?
Well, we can touch on the quarterbacks really quick, and then I'll get to my point. That's fine. Are we talking about Schaub and Castle being out for their respective teams?
Yeah, I want to talk about the injuries, and then also want to talk about Tebow. But let's get to the injuries. Let's talk about Schaub being out. Let's talk about Matt Castle being out. Let's talk about those two specifically first before we get to the other injury.
Okay, so Schaub's backup in Houston is going to be Matt Leinart, the Hollywood kid himself.
Hollywood Matt
spent a little time in Arizona. They cut him. He signed with with Houston Texans last year, and he's been their backup. And with Schaub being out with a foot injury, it looks like Matt's going to take the reins to a team that's 7-3. And if the playoffs were to start today, they would be the number 1 seed in the AFC. So that's saying something. And I don't think this kid's going to lead them to a Super Bowl or anything like that. But it'll be interesting to see. He's had time to sit back there and work with this team, and maybe get a couple of reps in with the first team. So it'll be kind of curious to see how Matt Schaub pans out, because he certainly didn't here in Arizona.
You mean Matt Leinart? But yeah.
Excuse me. What did I say, Matt Schaub?
I said Schaub. I think Matt Schaub's kind of panned out, but Matt Leinart, you'd be interested to know, Mark, that Matt Leinart has not thrown a pass since 2009.
Yeah, I saw that actually. That's a crazy.
Think about that.
In an NFL game, it's not like he's sitting, in his lazy boy at home, and then all of a sudden, they just call him up, and he's been throwing in practice, but he's been holding the clipboard. You're right, since 2009.
He might as well have been. But if you're that defense this week, do you just ignore the wide receivers and just focus on stacking 8 in the box and stopping Arian Foster and Tate? But they're all in a bye week, so it doesn't matter.
A funny thing about Matt Leinart is that he's horrible at throwing the deep ball. But I'll tell you what, and this is what I think they're going to do. They're going to set him up for these little 10-yard outs, these 15-yard crossing patterns, because he's actually got pretty good accuracy in that range. I mean, the little dink and dunks, the little crossing patterns, things like that. He has been pretty accurate in the past. It's just when he has to throw the ball downfield, 30, 40, 50 yards, to somebody in stride, that he's had some problems where he hasn't really been that accurate. But, they can do that all they want. They do have some weapons there. They got Andre Johnson coming back after injury. He'll be coming back because they're on a bye this week. So Leinart will have another week extra to work with the first team full time and work Andre Johnson back into the mix. They still got their tight end, who's a stud. His name escapes me right now, but and they have another wide receiver there. I think his name's Jacoby Jones, who's pretty decent. He's a speedster. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you stopped talking there.
No. Go ahead. I thought you were going to speak. So.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if Leinart can actually piece together this thing. I wouldn't put my money on it, but I guess we'll see. But man, that's a hell of a thing to happen to a 7-3 team.
I know. Let's say that they go to the playoffs, because I mean, are they going to lose the next 6 games and go 7-9? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. So they're going to go to the playoffs with Matt Leinart. Stranger things have happened. Does this guy, not lead him to a Super Bowl, but win him a first-round playoff game? It remains to be seen. They have a pretty good team around him, pretty good defense. So.
And the other quarterback injury was Matt Castle. And you talk about Matt Castle, who had a great year in New England when Tom Brady got hurt. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was almost they thought they found another Brady, and they traded him away for draft picks. Smart move.
Right. Yeah,
he goes to Kansas City, kind of does nothing the first year. The second year, last year, Dwayne Bowe had a resurgence. But this year, I mean, the Kansas City
running back, which you got to remember, Jamal Charles is a stud who's out this year with the ACL, I think. So
yeah. So I mean, right off the bat, that happened that happened the first game, or like before the season even started? I forget.
It was during the season, I believe. I'm not for sure. I can't remember that far back. I think it might have been when the season started, but it was fresh. I mean, it was real young. It would have been a game or two in. And when he went out, a lot of people had that team pegged for at least a playoff spot, if not competing for the division with San Diego. Nobody saw Oakland coming on. Oakland's kind of pieced it together. They're pretty good. Now they got Carson Palmer, so they're in first place. It remains to be seen. But yeah, Kansas City was definitely a team that was poised, especially from last year's run, to kind of repeat. They have that Moiaki, Dwayne Bowe. They've been injury riddled, and now along with Castle to go with Charles doesn't help. But their backup, Tyler Palko from Pittsburgh Panthers. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's their backup, and he was decent in college. He played in the Big East for the University of Pittsburgh Panthers program. I haven't seen him throw a pass in the NFL. Again, I'm not a big Chiefs fan. I don't pay a lot of attention.
I haven't either.
It doesn't look good for them. 4-5, they're in the mix for the division. I mean, they're real close. I mean,
yeah, definitely
5-4. It's not like there's a runaway there. But I don't know now, because without Castle, I don't know how that team's going to run.
Yeah, that's just it's yet to be seen, and it's just another kind of insult to injury to their season so far. So the other quarterback injury I want to talk about is Michael Vick. Oh, hold on,
Rich, if you don't mind.
Yeah, give me some production value, Rich.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
Wow, it's that bad, huh?
No.
We'll try to liven it up.
Computer fell asleep.
Jazz it up.
Rich sucks.
There it is. Thanks, Rich. Welcome back.
So, Michael Vick gets hurt. Pobrecita, wah. I don't care. Eagles suck.
To his defense, he did play the whole rest of the game with broken ribs and decided not to tell anybody, so he would be able to finish that game and not get pulled.
Yeah, you know what? I saw Dwayne Wade try to play a game with a hurt leg after Dirk played with a 102-degree temperature, too. But you know what? He still sucks.
Oh, yeah. They were horrible. They lost to a team, Arizona Cardinals, playing with a backup quarterback, a 6th-round draft pick from Howard University named John Skelton. And,
Red Skelton.
Yeah, Red Skelton. And goes into Philly. I mean, Philly is what they are. I mean, they're not the best team, but they do have a lot of talent. It is on the road. First win for the Arizona Cardinals in 11 games on the road. So that ends a pretty long drought there. And Larry Fitzgerald finally had a sighting. If you started him in your fantasy leagues this week, you were paid handsomely, and if you didn't, you're kicking yourself, because the guy had 7 catches, 140-some yards, 2 touchdowns. So there was finally a Fitz sighting. But yeah, I mean, that's a winnable game for Philly. And Vic getting hurt didn't help matters. I think 16 of 30-something for 28 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
Even when he's not hurt, he hadn't been playing very well at all. It's almost making you double, do a double take on that $100 million contract.
Yeah, but I mean, who are they going to play? Kevin Cobb? I mean, he's not necessarily lighting it up out here in Arizona either. So
no, but you should have had the foresight to know that it's still Michael Vick, and that was it's such a small sample size of what he gave you. You know what I mean? How are you going to give 2 $100 million contracts to the same guy, knowing that he was a crappy quarterback before, when he got the first $100 million contract? I don't know. I just don't see the idea in it. Usually the Eagles have been, pretty run pretty well. They totally went fantasy football style this year, and the dream team and all the free agents. And it's hasn't really helped them out at all, to tell you the truth. So, do I feel bad for him? Not at all.
No, I don't either. I mean, the guy is, he is what he is. I mean, with his history and everything like that he's had in the past, I'm sure he doesn't have a lot of big fans. But
I guess
his injury remains to be seen this week. Don't they play the Giants?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you that, actually.
I think they do, and I think that's a pretty big game, especially with, they're already out of it.
The division's on the line. I don't think the Eagles have a chance, but the Giants do. The Eagles have a chance to play spoiler.
Giants need this game, especially with Dallas coming on the way that they have the past couple of weeks, stringing together a couple of wins. They definitely need to. So it remains to be seen. Getting tight in the NFC.
All right.
Where it's not tight is in the NFC North, where my Green Bay Packers are 9-0. Oh, whoa. We always go week to week, never talking about the best team in the league.
Who?
And I just thought, yeah, exactly. And I just thought that.
Who cares?
It's over that one.
We just drop a line. It was a Monday night game. Yes, it was against the lonely Minnesota Vikings, who are 2-7. But that was a throttling, and you got to.
It's a big game for you guys.
That's pretty good.
That's always a big game for you guys, man. It's always fun to watch Packers Vikings. There's some matchups in the NFL, some rivalries that I really like, and some of them haven't been as good of late. But I always do enjoy Packers Vikings.
Really quick, speaking of rivalries, Dallas Washington, Cowboys Indians, has that kind of lost its luster over the past couple of years?
Of course. How could you say it hasn't? I mean, really, they're going to start Rex Grossman again.
No, I understand, but is it still like that, mentality, hey, it's Washington, we're Dallas, we still get up for this game, even though they've been on the down, and you guys have been pretty decent the past couple of years.
Yeah, we have, and I'll tell you what helps is some really bad losses over the years up in Washington, like the opening day last year. The infamous Tashard Choice fumble at the end of the half that cost them points. That was the game last year, the opening day game, whenever they had that lineman, Alex Barron, where Romo threw the game-winning touchdown, but it was called back to a offensive a holding call on this Barron kid, and then after that you don't see a lick of him because he was having trouble the entire game. They lost that game, and that's a game that they had no business losing. But they lost it. But there's always those games that, they haven't, the Skins haven't been relevant in almost damn near a decade, but Cowboys always find a way to lose. And I would say that, unbiasedly, that they would find a way to lose to the Skins here lately. They have no business losing to them, but yet it's still going to be a tightly contested game because of the history between the teams.
Right. Okay. Maybe Arizona-Dallas is starting to kind of spark up a little bit of a rivalry.
Maybe, Dallas has had a couple of bad losses to Arizona. That playoff game a number of years ago.
Surprising losses in the past couple of years too.
The one 2 years ago where Romo broke his hand in the fourth quarter, and then they lost in overtime and a blocked punt. That was really ugly. That hurt a lot, but I still wouldn't put money on Arizona Cowboys. You have to be high. Or a season ticket holder.
So, any love for Green Bay? I mean, obviously, I know that they're 9-0, but are they going to run the table in your opinion?
They have I looked at their schedule the other day. They really could, dude. They really could, man. I mean, That division, the way it is right now, I mean, Detroit on the down, Chicago.
Chicago's starting to show up a little bit.
Yeah, but they're Chicago.
That's still a rivalry.
I'm not good. Yeah, it is, but they're still Chicago, and it's still freaking Green Bay. And then, of course, you have the Vikings, which is a tough game, but they're 2-8, or they're 2-7. They're 2-7 now, something like that. Or what are they?
2-7.
2-7, yes. So they're
One
2-7.
game that sparks my interest, Ryan, is the Packers playing the New York Giants coming up here in a couple weeks. That could be a good game.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little blend of divisions. Definitely a division that's in a state of flux with the East, and then you get the NFC North with the clear. Everybody else in there is kind of in flux except the NFC leading team, which is the Packers. It should be quite a game, and it should tell a lot about the Packers to see if they're going to be able to push through, and it'll tell a lot about the Giants to see if they're going to become or be the Giants like the Giants who lost the Seahawks. So
I'll tell you what, it's hard to go undefeated, and I don't think that they will do it. Would I like them to do it? Sure, why not? I mean, you want them to win every game that they play, but I think it'll be pretty tough. But I think obviously a good record is going to be in hand, and then I'm more curious to see what happens when they get in the postseason. Because one bad game from Aaron Rodgers, you could be out.
That's done,
really,
dude.
really fast. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: being a Packer fan, does it make you more nervous or less nervous being undefeated going into the playoffs?
More nervous.
I think it would make me more nervous too, because it's too good.
I wouldn't mind if they lost, 2 or 3 games, going in. I mean, 13-3 is still a great year.
Just call Mike McCarthy, like, hey, dude, look, you need to lose this damn game.
Why don't you guys go ahead and just throw this one here against the Oakland Raiders, and
why don't you play the backups, all of them? Why don't you play the practice squad? Let's just get a loss here. It's really
backup for Green Bay is pretty good. Matt Flynn.
I know. I was about to say backups, but I meant to say practice squad.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. I want to touch on one more thing, and then I guess we'll call it.
Okay.
I want to talk about Tim Tebow, dude, completing 2 passes and winning. Are you kidding me?
2 of 8.
What do you think about
that? 2 of 8 for I don't even know how 50.
60-something yards, dude.
Yeah. On one pass, I think it was like 56 yards. Threw a touchdown and then ran in another one. So I mean, he scored almost all of his team's points. I think minus a field goal, they won 17-14 or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but Tebow's. What do I make of Tebow? I think Tebow's gimmicky. I really do still. I think he's a great person. I mean, from what we know, obviously we don't know people the way that we do. We just try and fabricate, make them up to be whatever we want them to be. But seems like a good guy. Football-wise, though, I don't know. I think he might be in a little bit over his head. But what do I know? They just won 2 games in a row. So
I think there's 31 other teams that would not start Tim Tebow easily. There's no way that guy is a quarterback in the NFL.
Maybe the Browns.
Put a wide receiver in there, and he's going to do just as more, if not more.
Maybe the Colts. Colts could use a little bit of a shake up there.
Oh my God! Well, they'll get one here in a couple of months when they get Andrew Luck. But
now that guy, I'm sold on him. I don't care if I'm wrong. Right now, I think that guy's just going to be a stud in the NFL. Anyway, we're going on tangents. Back to Tebow.
Yeah, we're going on a tangent here, dude. But Tebow, dude, I'm sick of hearing Tebow mania. Look, I don't want to knock a guy for his beliefs, and it's, although I don't think that being someone who's real religious makes you a better quarterback, because obviously it doesn't.
No,
but
could make you a better person, but
he's a great person, dude. I'd let him mow my lawn. I don't want him playing quarterback for me at all, under any circumstance.
And he would gladly do it. He would gladly mow your lawn. No paycheck needed, just the goodness of his heart.
Dude, I don't care, but he's a shitty quarterback, man. I don't want him playing quarterback, and I'm tired of people telling me how just give him a chance, or he's not bad, or you're just doing that because you don't like, the fact that he's religious. I don't care, dude. I didn't hate Reggie White because he was religious. That guy was a beast. You know why? I didn't hate him because he was awesome. The guy, it was amazing. And never once did he ever get knocked for his religion. But Tebow sucks, and that's why he does get knocked for it.
Minister of Defense, baby.
The Minister of Defense. Oh, wait. Do I need to give you some alone time here? I'm giving you some flashbacks.
No, I'll reflect later after the show. But
the Minister of Defense over here. Man, but yeah, I'm sick of Tebow, dude. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that, Forrest.
Tebow, Forrest, 2 of 8, 60-some yards, 2 touchdowns. Broncos are right back in the mix for the AFC West. Yeah,
Oh, my
Who'd
God.
have known? But,
dude. All right, well, with that note, I think we're pretty much going to wrap it up unless you have something else, Rich, you want to add?
No, I'm just
I want to add something, Rich, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you, Rich, a big thank you for a job well done this evening. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm on the ball.
You're on the ball. This show went a lot better than last week's, without a hitch. So thanks.
Yeah, for the most part, you guys make it easy on us. So
good on you.
Yeah,
nice job all around, folks.
Ryan, nice job tonight. I appreciate it. Whoa, easy there, killer.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, thanks. It was good.
Next
week, what are we going to talk about next week, Ryan?
Stuff and things. We'll probably talk sports, Mark. It's
Sport.
What do we have coming up this weekend?
We have
what's on the sports agenda?
Things.
Sports agenda. Boy.
Damn it, you're catching me off guard. I've been busy. I haven't previewed anything. I just know the Cowboys have the Redskins and the Jets, or the Packers have the
Eagles.
Who, Mark?
Is it? Oh boy, I haven't looked.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
let's just call it there because it's
anyway
showing our half-assedness.
Hey,
right
that's
now.
a nice championship banner behind you there, buddy.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can get another one this year, buddy. Yeah, 98, 99. All up in you. Oh, by the way, which couple of guys from that team went in the Hockey Hall of Fame this week, and Joe Newendike and Eddie the Eagle Belfour.
Oh, Eddie Belfour.
Eddie the Eagle. Man.
Look at that.
Oh.
Wow. Rich
Crazy.
is all over it tonight.
What?
Damn.
All over it. All
Putting
right.
all
Well,
out.
hey, I'm happy for Eddie, ex-Chicago Blackhawk. So if there's
Yes.
a hockey team that I do follow, it's the Hawks. So good on Eddie Belfour for getting in.
Yep. So very happy for him. Very happy for Joe. 2 guys that really deserve it. 2 great Dallas Stars here that definitely helped establish hockey in this town, and still has it here. And I'm not sure if they weren't here, it wouldn't be what it is right now. Even with Mike Modano, as much as Mike did for this town, I think those guys did a hell of a lot in making that Cup run in '99 and also getting to the finals again in 2000. But very, very glad those 2 guys. Very happy for them. So yeah, there's the bookend Dallas Stars commentary.
What a nice job in closing here. That really was very good, Ryan. I'm glad you did that. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I'm going to put my big boy sports britches on next week and totally bring it to you. Bam!